Limited amount of time. I'm gonna try to do half of the garden tour today of the backyard, and then I'll probably end up doing the other half tomorrow. I want to go ahead and get the ball rolling for you guys and for me, because things are growing and I feel like in a week or two everything is going to be different. So here we go. This is my flower bed, or it's supposed to be. There is a climbing rose right here, and then I planted some peas and beans along this space to fill up this trellis while the climbing rose grows out. I'm thinking this is a carrot, but I could be wrong. I don't know how that got there, but I'm just letting it go. There's, I think this is bee balm potentially. This looks like calendula, poppies, maybe some zinnias over there. I think I also planted some baby's breath. This is a rosemary. I think it's coming back, but it kind of suffered in the freeze. I planted some toothache plants in here, but they are just completely gone. I think something came in and ate them. So sad about it. This whole pile is, this is lavender, and then I think this is pansy. This is vetiver. There's a ton of echinacea right here. I think these are anise. This looks like it might be a hollyhock, and then that's bee balm. I don't know what those are actually. These might be bachelor buns. This kind of looks like frog fruit. I don't know, but these little flowers are so cute. I really just threw a ton of seeds in here, so I don't even know what's gonna pop up. This is a raspberry. So this bed along my right fence is pretty much an herb bed. So there are green onions lining this whole edge. I have chives. I planted some sunflowers back here. There's a purple mini rose, and then a strawberry that's coming back. This is fennel. I don't even like fennel, but I leave it for the caterpillars because look how cute. Garlic chives. There's a pile of arugula that overwintered. I don't really eat that, I found out, but I like it for the flowers and the pollinator attraction of it. This huge thing is oregano. I actually probably need to cut that back. This is my elderberry, and it has exploded this year, and I'm really hoping that it'll give me some good berries. And then way back in there, right there, I think is some wormwood, and I think there's also some sage in there, but I probably need to replant it because it's gonna get covered up by all of this. There's some baby chard in there. We'll see if that comes back. Comfrey. I love my comfrey everywhere. And then back along this fence is a blackberry. It's trailing all the way over there. And I just noticed actually this stick popping up, and I think it's a blackberry. I don't know how it got over there, but it is super pokey. I have like buried some random things in here, like that's a tomato. I don't know what kind. There's also some cilantro right here. I think I put some ginger in here. That is a marshmallow. I see some little calendula as well. That is a parsley, and then chard. And I'm having some issues with these green onions right here. They're covered in these black aphids. I don't know what they are. I don't know what to do about it. This is a marjoram. I'm hoping it comes back. It's looking a little rough right now. This is my beloved lemon balm patch. It is coming back. Here's some sage. I planted a Thorburns terracotta right there. Hopefully that pops up. I think that is valerian root. And then there's just random mints popping up. There was a mint bush right here and then it kind of died back and now it's just popping up everywhere. This is a borage that I planted. Some more marshmallow. I think these are lettuce leaf basils, this bright green ones that I planted out. There's some more borage. And then I have a pot right here. Right here is actually water valve underneath there, so I put a pot. But I do have things growing right here. I don't even think there's soil under there, but there's lots of leaves. This is a salad burnet. I actually don't like the way it tastes, but it's so pretty. And it's really thriving in this shady area that I can hardly get anything to grow in, so I just kind of left it. This is my nettle patch. I probably need to cut that before it starts flowering and maybe it'll bush out a bit more. There's something right there. Okay, so the tall one is mint for sure, but I think underneath it is kale. I'm not sure. So this area is really hard for me to grow in because it's directly under my tree. But I do have this cute little pile of sorrel, which I just think is so pretty. I don't know if it'll get bigger or not. I have some kale, but it's not doing super well. I don't think it gets enough light. I had some cleavers growing here, but I don't know what's happening to them. They look a little dead. I'm not sure what this is. Actually, I think that's holy basil, and I'm not sure how it got there. It smells really good though. This is mint though. I used to have an orange mint here, and I'm wondering if that's what that is coming back. I hope so because that one's one of my favorite mints. So I think that's mint. I think this is holy basil. It just came back. And then most of this stuff is weeds, except for this is another little elderberry. So maybe that'll grow and take up this space where I can't really grow anything else. And then my walkway. I have all these little nasturtiums popping up along the walkway, which I'm excited about because they're cute. I love these variegated ones. They're so pretty. So maybe they'll get big and beautiful and cover this random patch over here. This is my little box of potatoes. I have some thyme right there. Some squashes. This one started flowering, but I haven't seen a whole lot of pollinators, so I don't know if that'll actually fruit or not. This is a chamomile. And then in here I have a little catmint, but I have to keep it covered, otherwise the cats just eat it completely out of the ground. Little purple basils that are cross-contaminated from last year, but they're really pretty. Some little beans popping up to go up the little bamboo trellis. I'm not sure what this is. It kind of looks like Thai basil. I have some baby choy, but it might be getting too warm for that. I think I have a volunteer potato right there. I think this might be a leek, but again, I'm having problems with these little black bugs. I need to do some research. This is a curry plant. I thought it died in the frost, but it didn't. It smells so good. This is a little garden sage. I try to plant sage everywhere. I'm not sure it loves this shady area, but it's growing. This is pineapple mint, and I love the variegation on it. It's so pretty. Here's some lettuce that I just threw in. This is a lemon balm, which is looking a little rough. Maybe I need to fertilize this bed a little bit. Some more beans. The mint is spreading. I'm just letting it go. Beans, Thai basil. And then I put the compost bin in the middle, just kind of as an experiment. And then next to it, I have this bed that's covered because of this. Because I cannot grow brassicas without them getting completely destroyed. This bed's looking a little rough though. I planted spinach, but I may need to mulch it so that it holds water better. This circle bed I created kind of at the last minute last year because I wanted more tomatoes. So it's a circle, which is kind of an odd shape, but that's okay. So we have tomatoes all along the edge and then some stuff interplanted in between. There's a peppermint that's pretty much spread all around. Some dill, a volunteer squash. There's some basil. I planted these purple noodle beans in here, but again with the bugs. Tomato, some kind of basil, I'm not sure what that is. I have these little oak trees popping up everywhere. I keep having to go through and rip them all out. There's some calendula growing. Oh, hi. Hey, buddy. Did you just wake up from a nap? This is a Mandarina lemon balm. It does really well here. Hi. Inside this hoop I have some asparagus. My first little asparagus patch. They're so cute. Look at the little asparagus. All of this is peppermint. And then I think these are 2 leeks growing in there. And then next to that I have some things on my patio. A fig, yarrow, a rose bush, this grapevine. I need to build an arbor across there. Lemongrass, calendula, some more calendula there. This is like a white one. So. Some spearmint from my dad's house. A little lemon basil. So it's been a couple of weeks, maybe just a week or 2. I actually had my wisdom teeth removed. It's been a whole thing. Today's actually my birthday, but it's so nice outside and I wanted to finish up the garden tour now before everything starts blooming because of the rain. So I'm gonna try to start where I left off. I'm not totally sure where I left off, so I might go over things twice, but we'll see. Here we go. Okay, so this back bed by the greenhouse and my back fence, it doesn't have a lot in it. Right here I planted potatoes. There's an elephant ear coming up from last year. There's a coral honeysuckle there. Over here there is an elderberry, and this is a squash. And I can't remember if I actually planted that or if it just came up on its own. And then this is a blueberry. This is a fig, and that's my compost pile, and junk that we're not gonna look at. So over here is another tomato bed. Oh my gosh. Nezuko, what are you doing? This is a tomato bed. There are peas growing up these poles. There's carrots over here and beets lining that side. And then there's basil and lettuce planted in between the tomatoes. There. I think that is a Thai basil. There's some beets. I think there's a thyme right there. And then over here is another tomato bed. There are 2 rows of tomatoes right here. There are peas growing along this back edge. There's a huge echinacea that came back from last year. There's another echinacea. This, I believe, is licorice. I could be wrong about that. There's some random things in between, like a squash and some nasturtiums. And then there's also basil planted in between the tomatoes. These are all my cross-contaminated basils from last year. So they're cute. I've got some tomatoes coming up. And then along this edge there are strawberries. I actually have my first strawberry here. And there's some lettuce planted in between the strawberries. I need to get a trellis up for this bed, so hopefully that'll happen in the next few days. Next to the compost bins is this bed. So over here is all potatoes. There's comfrey that came up from last year. I think this is echinacea. And then I planted some squashes in here and cucumbers right here. I covered them because I have a problem with squash bugs, so I'm seeing if that helps. But I need to fluff it because they're getting a little squashed. Over here, I have tomatoes along this row, beans, there's a chard, there are eggplants, this is my little bay leaf tree, and then right here is cucumbers. And I need to fix this trellis, but it should have string. Over here is one of my main tomato beds. There are 2 rows of tomatoes right here with trellising. There's onions on this side. Ooh, the cats. I think there's turnips on this side and then beets on this side. And I keep getting this slime mold fungus stuff. I don't know what to do with it. I'm just kind of leaving it. Look at the little tomatoes. I should probably pick this, but it's cute. And then over here, I have a bunch of random things. This is a huge comfrey. This is a mugwort, I think. There is, I don't remember what's in here. I planted these things. I think it's some kind of brassica. It's either broccoli or cabbage, but I don't remember. Over here is some motherwort, mugwort. There's a row of beans right here, and then a row of lettuce, which are doing good. And we've already gone over this one. This is the last bed. So there are onions planted along these edges. This is a bee balm. There are some lettuces there, a comfrey that sits on the outside, and then I planted peppers in 2 rows on either side of this trellis, but they're not doing so well. So I got some peppers to replace it. There is a rosemary here. It's also not doing so hot, so I might replace that. This is a volunteer squash. Lettuce, kale, sage, some basils in here. I think these are, they kind of look like Thai basil. Spinach. This popped up, I think it's a shiso that was a volunteer from last year. Some more squash, I don't know what that is. Let's see, these are lime basil. These might be cucumbers. There's some sage, some more lettuce, some more volunteer mystery squashes, this huge echinacea. There's some volunteer tomatoes in here. And then underneath this, there's a yarrow right here. And then there was 2 rows of kohlrabi in here. They look like they're getting kind of eaten up. I don't know if those will form or not. But yeah. I'm gonna replace probably most of these peppers. There are a few, like that one's doing okay, and that one's doing okay. But I just got all of these peppers to replace them with, which are all big and beautiful. So yeah, that's it. Oh, and then this peach tree, it is a donut peach. What do you think? Also, I don't know if I mentioned this blueberry. This is a pink lemonade blueberry, and then this bag is full of potatoes. Right next to her, right there, is a volunteer potato. I also got some extra plants recently. This is an olive tree. This is a camellia and then a jasmine. I don't know where I'm gonna put them yet, but I have them. This smells so good. Oh, never mind. This is a gardenia. This is probably one of my favorite scents in the world. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.